in the upper right here in the red. He is from Team Liquid, looking damn good. Elazer.
And his opponent, spawning down on the bottom left for Alpha X. It is the Blue Zerg player. He's RagnaroK. And he is going for the 12 pool now. We will see. This is obviously not going to be a hatch pool hatch situation for Elazer. The reason that you go for it on Moondance is you got that backdoor base. On this map, this is probably one of the worst maps you can do it on because the third hatch is so far away. And it would absolutely be, a free kill on that hatchery. It would be really, really bad and really difficult to deal with. But what are we going to be seeing from the follow-up for RagnaroK? Looks like he is just going to go for an expand. Next question, how many lings? 10, 12? We'll see.
There's like 8 to start now. Steadfast, the other thing we got to ask ourselves as the lings continue to roll across the map. Elazer played a best of 5 ZVZ, and granted it was a 3-game series. It did not go to all of 5 games, but it did that a couple hours ago. RagnaroK, this is the first series he has to play today, so how much has RagnaroK, well, we know he's prepared for this, but how much has he gleaned from watching Elazer play a 3-0 series against Solar? And is this 12 pool an adaptation from what he saw from where he thinks Elazer wants to play, or was this really his setup before? Now the lings on the other side, as you pointed out, we are at the max of what is normally the maximum number of lings. We are at 12 right now as more continue to rally across, and now Elazer pulling drones into the natural. 8 lings are on the way, but we're going to have to see really just how good the drone pull micro is of Elazer. Right now, one worker has died, but he leads with a couple injured ones. That's a problem. Another worker does fall. Again, continuous damage here. And actually, not a lot of lings popping out of the natural just yet. RagnaroK's not really going to be able to surround them as drones now looking to move on in. 4 workers falling. And on the left side, trying to get a little more lings into the main base. RagnaroK is causing a lot of problems here. 4 Elazer 5 workers go down. This is actually too much damage, Steadfast.
Yeah, this is a really, really nice find right here for RagnaroK. Ooh, can he get another drone? Yes, he does. Oh, he's even going to get out with these 2 additional Zerglings right here. Elazer should have instant injected, by the way. He did not inject, and that was what was going to be his big saving grace. Would have been if he injected right away. Instead, it is now going to be RagnaroK who, 1, gets an inject faster, and 2 will get these. Actually, does he inject in time? Maybe not. We are seeing a little counterattack from Elazer. I don't know about this. He's going to commit well past the queens, but there's going to be another queen popping out. Can he get any drones? If he can, that's probably worth it. But if not, it's it's just going to be a big waste at the end of the day. And RagnaroK, he's already pulled ahead quite a few workers.
Well, Steadfast. Okay.
He just attacked his own hatchery.
It's a sacrifice.
He's still attacking it.
Okay, looks like Elazer does get out, but we got to point out here, it does feel like that's something that Elazer felt like he had to do, considering he did lose so much of his worker count early on. It's like, okay.
1 HP. Oh, sorry, go on. Oh.
Yeah, it feels like that Overlord almost, it felt like he had to get something done. Losing those 7 drones to 7 lings is it's far from a cost-effective trade as possible. So you say, look, maybe I build all these extra links, maybe I can run across the map, maybe I can find some equalizing damage, because RagnaroK, right now, we're seeing a little bit of a worker lead, but really where we see his lead, it's in the tech. A Roach Warren going down, an Evo Chamber down, and he still has that worker lead. But Elazer, his third base will be just a little bit faster. We're going to have to see if he can parlay that into something a little bit more, as RagnaroK actually rather delayed with his third base.
Oh, and he's going for a little bit of a mind game play right here. So he builds the wall at the natural, but he is actually building a bit of a speedling actually a lot of speedling flood. He did start his ling speed very, very late, and he is going to go for the Roach +1 missile behind this. He has been going for a lot of Muta play recently, which is he's looked good doing it. He's pulled it off in the World Team League, specifically against Solar. Some cool Muta transitions, Mutaling Bane play, and even going into Infestor, Viper, Hydra with that. Or not Infestor, Viper, Hydra, sorry. Lurker, Hydra, Viper. Doing some really good stuff with that, but I I don't know. This is going to be a lot of Zerglings. Elazer is also building a lot of Zerglings. He's getting his +1 Carapace to counter that +1 missile. And we're going to see Elazer. Oh, he's going to show up on the map. Now, this is really, really funky. The worst thing he... Okay. Oh, he sees the lanes. Oh, this is so good for Elazer. All right. This is really, really big. He needed to see that.
You know, Steadfast, I am so surprised to see what RagnaroK is doing, and it is +1. It's +1 range. This feels like a +1 melee delayed speed all-in. Right, that's a thing that exists in the game in the annals of cheesy Zerg builds. But RagnaroK, he's getting 1/1 roaches. Does he think this is +1 melee? He's getting 1/1 roaches, but he's only on 41 workers, and he just continues to pound out more and more lings. Did he think he got melee?
Oh, you think he thought that he built melee instead of missile?
Like, he's built so many lings, right? This feels like some sort of Zergling all-in, but it's not. And I guess he's building roaches now, and then +1 or roach speed now. But I don't know. It feels like with the time how it all times out. But I guess not. As lings, they're not going to find too much value. Elazer stays alive, and certainly it is 2 Evo versus 1. So RagnaroK will have a really nice 1/1 timing with maybe just enough lings to surround the roaches.
Elazer might actually decide to just try and push. Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he's going for a Ling Roach Ravager all in. So the concept of this with the Carapace is you nullify the +1 missile, you try and get a wraparound, and then you land huge Corrosive Biles on top of your opponent's army. The problem is RagnaroK's going to have a ton of lings, so it's going to be very difficult to kind of outmass and out-surround your opponent's units. But Elazer, this is his timing. He's going to hit before roach speed, before his opponent's +1 Carapace completes. This is an opportunity. His lings right now are higher quality, and the Ravagers are going to be able to fire from further away. Ooh, he does eat a bit of a Corrosive Bile himself, but the Ling Concave is better here for Elazer. And now some Corrosive Biles are starting to hit on his opponent's roaches. Does he have enough to break through? He just might. There are transfuses available for RagnaroK. He's going to try and land this, but look at these Ravagers firing from over the cliff. Can he break through? It is so close. The Ling rally is going to be so beneficial. Beautiful timing from Elazer, and he is going to be able to break on through. There's so many Ravagers. Still a few roaches. Actually, he does run out of lings. Is this going to be enough for RagnaroK to clean this up, though? Oh, a big Corrosive Bile.
Steadfast, certainly 1/1 is now down for RagnaroK, so he does have that upgrade lead. The roaches are dying slower, and they're actually just killing things faster. Oh, massive Biles there on top of the eggs as well. But lings now again surrounding the Ravager count. Steadfast, it is starting to fall on down here. Elazer milking out that rather minor supply lead, but the roaches, it feels like actually, wait, no, RagnaroK, how many queens does he have? He does not have any. He's run out of larva in this game, Steadfast. No queens on the map right now. Third base gets getting so low, and Elazer's going to target that one down. Elazer still has his third, and now with the lair on the way, it feels like he says, okay, I got enough done. I don't know I can break you anymore necessarily, but I killed your third. I got all your queens. But it's going to be a significant upgrade differential here. It's going to be 2-1 versus 0-1. That makes up for a lot in a ZVZ.
It certainly does, and the +2 attack advantage for missile means that the Carapace on these lings doesn't matter. It means that they go back to being two-shotted by those roaches, which is a really, really big deal because there's no roach speed. The layer was only started from Elazer extremely late. Very, very late. RagnaroK scouts the drone count, and he's going to say, oh, you're actually not on that many drones at this third. I don't need to attack you right now. And otherwise, he might have felt like he did. Oh, wait. Okay, hang on. He's not going to go for the attack, is he?
I mean, that is a significant upgrade lead that he's got going on right now. Yeah. And the supplies, it's not terrible. It's bad. Make no mistake about it. He is down in army. But he is rough parity in terms of roaches. It really is just these additional lings. He's got +2 armor on the way. With the third base is not done, but he's got +2 armor on the way because he's got to spend the money somewhere. Lings find their way on in. And again, look at the assassination attempt here, trying to knock these queens down, but we can see what benefit just having that armor upgrade is. But look at this concave from Elazer as well. He's going to be able to push on forward. But the roaches, they seem like they traded decently well. Roach speed also not done, so Elazer cannot chase this down. How many queens do we have? It looks like, yeah, RagnaroK, he lost one of them. The assassination attempt only partially successful. And Elazer now, he's droning up hella hard behind this. 11 more drones on the way.
Yeah, this feels like a bit of a greedy move because he did barely just hold. He is still down a lot of upgrades. He does finish up his +1 missile. So it's 1-1 versus 2-1, which is a much, much closer to parity situation. It is still a nice advantage for RagnaroK. 2 extra damage points on his roaches. But now roach speed completes. The concave defensively is going to be very good. We do see Elazer able to dodge most of the crow spouts, only hitting 1 roach. But the +2 missile, will it be enough here? Not all of Elazer's units are in the fight, but the corrosive biles are going to get dodged. And Elazer just has enough on the defense. The Queen's going to help out a lot. We will see him getting pushed back once again. He needs to reset this concave. He's kind of stumbling a little bit on the defense here. And these Queens are out of transfusion energy. This is still a scary situation, but if he can survive right now, his drone count, a 10-worker lead is huge. And he's got a 4th base on the way. I want to point something out, by the way. During that big attack where it looked like Elazer might have killed his opponent, he was at 800 minerals at one point. If those were all Zerglings, the game is over. The game is 100% over. Elazer's macro slipping a little bit during some crucial moments and costing him maybe not the game, but definitely making things a lot more difficult for himself.
We do, of course, need to point out as well, Steadfast, that Elazer's on 5 Queens. So in that last fight, or in the fight on RagnaroK's 3rd, one of the reasons that Elazer was able to eventually push on through was Elazer was able to keep transfusing his or injecting, and his opponent could not, right? Because all the Queens were dead and they were using the fight. So you talk about Elazer, again, banking a lot of money. He had even less of an excuse because only 3 of his 5 Queens were fighting, so he did have those injections. Ooh, Elazer gonna find a little bit of bounty, couple roaches. His +2 is not yet done, so he's down 2 upgrades once again, and he's got to be a little bit of afraid of the concave that RagnaroK is setting on up, but RagnaroK is just posturing, forces Elazer back once again, and +2 is done in a second. Hey, that's a couple free roaches. Oh, also more importantly, he should see that Burrow speed. That was actually kind of funny. Burrow speed finishes, but Burrow was not, so the roaches actually couldn't do anything. Elazer's aware of this now and immediately Overseer's on the way.
That is very, very crucial. Oh, it looks like a couple of roaches did slip on past, and they will be able to find a couple of drones, but the Overseer was already started. A really, really big misstep from RagnaroK, not just throwing away 4 roaches, but showing his hand. This is probably a lot of dead drones. If that doesn't happen, we are going to see the roaches splitting on off here. Well, there's only 1 Overseer, but RagnaroK not going to reburrow these roaches here. Meanwhile, I was just going to say we should see Overseer speed. We are going to see it. Elazer, he's maxed out. He is maxed out. He loses a couple of drones, but this is costing way more in terms of the cost of the roaches. Oh, and Elazer not going to be bamboozled by this attempt at multitasking. This attempt to split the roaches. It's still a 9-worker lead for Elazer. It's a 30 army supply lead. A huge bank for Elazer. And this is looking so, so good. Oh, if those roaches had been found, oof. As it is, this is such a huge army supply.
I think those roaches on the other side of the map may be a bit of a mistake here from RagnaroK, actually. That is, that's about 10, 15 army supply that is not in the fight, but on the left side, Elazer feels like he may have outsplit his army just a little bit here. He's got to micro his way on back. Decent splits, actually, on the Ravagers. And remember, RagnaroK is up an upgrade. The Carapace is such a big deal, as now RagnaroK going to move on, and he finds value on the left side. Oh, he biles his own! But remember, RagnaroK, he lost the 4th base. Roaches are now on top of the 3rd base as well, and Elazer's lost 12 workers, but now Elazer trying to dive on top of things here. Ravagers now starting to fall. Elazer, he feels an opening. He stares death in the eye. He says, no, this is your death, RagnaroK, not mine. Flank coming in from the top side as well. There come the roaches. There come the Ravagers. RagnaroK, oh man, almost brought it back, but what a game from Elazer.
Very, very nice game. A very weird meeting of build orders there.
Really, though?
We saw that, first of all, the 12 pool got RagnaroK into a really, really nice position. He tries to follow it up with a very, very aggro speedling all in. Which you could argue he didn't need to do. He was already in a good spot. Unfortunately for him, he was running into another speedling all in from Elazer, so they just ended up not doing anything. And then the game kind of spiraled out of control from there. It got really weird, but Elazer did end up hitting that really, really nice Roach Ravager Ling timing. And even though it didn't quite win the game, killing the 3rd hatchery put him in a pretty much insurmountable position.
I mean,
an insurmountable lead, I should say.
Shout out to RagnaroK, though, for fighting back. I mean, it was a game where he was always going to be behind, but Steadfast, I feel like we need to have the same discussion we had after game 1 of Solar and Elazer, where it's like, well, Elazer led, and he, didn't lead wire to wire this time, but he led for most of the game. but still RagnaroK made it close. And that's got to be maybe a little bit scary. I think also in that last, in the Elazer game, we're like, okay, well, maybe if he just didn't get the fourth base, or in the solar game, maybe if he doesn't get the fourth base, that's really easy. I'm not saying that it's not something that's quite as obvious in this game as to, well, maybe you just don't take the fourth and you're fine.
Yeah, it's this one, things got a little bit weird, but at the same time, the only situation where I was like, Elazer might be in some trouble is when he didn't readjust his concave. So it's, for me, I don't play at the highest level. I had to just get GM once again. That was a really nice day. That was a nice day of ladder. But yeah, I certainly don't play the highest level, but I can recognize the little stumbling blocks, particularly in ZVZ, when things start to go awry. And when you disengage from a Roach Ravager fight, and your opponent resets their concave quickly, and you do not, that means that something is a little bit wrong. And that's a problem.
Ooh.
And, well, we're going to get into game number 2 because we got something very interesting happening once again. Tell us who's in the bottom right.
In the bottom right, in the red. He's down 1. Well, he's RagnaroK.
And his opponent, spawning up at the top left for Team Liquid. It is Elazer. And we're going to be seeing another 12 pool. Will we see Elazer go for the hatch pool hatch that he went for versus Solar? And if he does, will RagnaroK handle the 12 pool better? First of all, will he put his lings on this side of the part? Well, you can't see my cursor. Will he put them on the ramp side of the hatchery, or will he put them on the far side at the mineral line? That is a really, really important question.
Steadfast, one other thing we got to point out here, because it may be incredibly consequential, RagnaroK last second decided to do this. In fact, he had a drone on the way that he canceled. So he spent a larva that he's just never going to get back. Which
it doesn't matter. It regenerates before. It doesn't matter. Yeah. As an experienced 12 pooler, I can say that. Hang on. Oh, okay. All right. We are seeing proxy hatch into spine. Now, something very important to note. The spine crawler doesn't have creep. It counts as a living building. While it's building, it is losing HP while it gains it. You can see that HP bar is going down. Drone at the natural is not going to see this. It is a gasless opener initially, but Elazer will start mining gas now. So actually, no, was it?
That was the 19th drone, Steadfast.
Okay, well, it was late. So that means the spawning pool is a little bit quicker. This base, it should go down, but Elazer's going to try and contest. He gets a good wraparound on that first Zergling right there. But, I mean, this spine has so much armor. Oh, God, this feels like a terrible fight for Elazer. I don't know. He is going to rally out some Zerglings here. Will it be enough? Well, no, it's going to be totally fine. He buys time. Yeah, no, he's good. He is good. He loses 8 drones, but yeah, he holds the hatch.
Well, it is we got it. There's so many low workers there. The Lings are going to try to find their way on it. They get 9 workers. They get 10, and here come the Queens. It's going to eventually put a timer on this. But were those extra 3 enough? It is 13 workers to 10. RagnaroK has a base on the way. It's actually finishing up. But RagnaroK did commit a bunch more Lings there.
I will say it is worth it. Yeah, I would say it is worth it. There is 2 injects on the way, so this is something that Elazer did not initially do in his first game. And that's going to actually mean that he has a lot of potential here a lot quicker. Elazer also going forward for the Overlord. RagnaroK did not get it in game number 1. Ooh, and Elazer's not going to get it in game number 2, utilizing... Oh, wait, he doesn't... Okay, I was going to say, if he chases that far, that would be a little bit insane, because you have no idea if it's like some kind of crazy speedling all in. You should be able to tell that it's probably not based on the timing of the hatchery, but there are some Korean players that will do like absolutely nutso stuff where they'll stay on like 12 drones, get a speedling or get an extractor, get speed, and just flood you after a 12 pull. Man. But really, that's not happening. And I think Elazer also was able to tell that for the most part. He saw the 2 queens at the natural, and that's it's not a guarantee, but it does
put, it's an additional data point in Elazer's mind that says, okay,
Yes,
well, we're just
it's- yeah,
macroing
yeah.
off of this one. And now, well, Elazer, he finds himself up in workers a little bit because of those injects that you pointed out earlier. But really, ooh,
Supply blocked a little bit at 36. That was a painful one. It looks like. Oh, nice scout. Sorry, go on.
man, that 30 Overlord. You cannot escape from it. I don't care what level you're at. But yeah, Lings are going to find their way into the spot behind. We know Miko went for the hatch pool gas or hatch pool hatch in the Solar Series. It's not happening here. But where does RagnaroK go from here? This is effectively gasless for both players in terms of the timing we get on speed. Because yeah, Elazer had a gas. He bought it, but he wasn't mining from it. Is this into Roaches once again? I mean, probably. But what timing do we get the third base going down? How does RagnaroK look to play off what was really significant aggression?
Well, I think I have the answer for you right there. He's getting Ling speed. He has that Roach Warren, and he's on double gas. I think we're going to be seeing a Roach Ling all in, just completely committed. And we've got Elazer. He's going for Ling Bane. Funnily enough, if he plays defensively against this could be an okay situation for him. If you just use a couple of Banelings to, zone the Lings away, and you get wraparounds on your opponent's Roaches in the middle of the map, it can be very good. But if we see RagnaroK targeting down those Banelings and keeping his Lings safe and preventing the wraparound on his Roaches, it could be a pretty big deal as well. Is this a fake in case he gets scouted, or is this a follow-up?
Well, we certainly don't see a third.
Well,
Okay, this is actually such a problem. Yeah, so
Oh, no.
it's gonna you just gotta cancel that. Run away. Speed is actually only done just now, but seeing those Banes is a fantastic scout there for RagnaroK as he gets ready to run onto the other side. Ling is actually gonna catch a bunch of Lings from RagnaroK, and again, Elazer has 5 Banes morphing in rather closer now as the Ling's now gonna try to get on top of things. The Queens, actually, the Queens are caught off creep, so no transfuses here. And the Lings, they find their way up on the north side, looking for the surround here on the Roach, and here come the Banes looking to roll on in. In fact, they're not even gonna care about the Roaches into the mineral line or into the natural, but the Queens now, they're going to block the wall for the moment. But man, what a trade there from Elazer. But now you got to find a way on through the wall.
Yeah, I don't like that he's building more Lings and Banes. He might just kill here, but he's giving his opponent the opportunity to rebuild the wall. But actually, RagnaroK's not taking it. The Queen goes down. Never mind. He is through. He has breached. He knows best. And Miko, Elazer, gonna get some massive connections on those drones. He's gonna break through. The drones will mineral walk through, but the Roaches are gonna go down. The Lings are flooding on forward, and the carnage is coming. RagnaroK says, no, you don't get to watch it.
No, he sees the Banelings come rolling in slow motion. And then he GG's out. I mean, it works out. Regardless, hey, you know what? What a call there from Elazer. Part of it was, I think if RagnaroK, he sees the Banes of the map, he says, no, gotta get home. Gotta run on home. I'm just gonna plug up my wall. It's gonna be fine. I don't think there's a world where, well, maybe there's one world, but I don't think there's a really easy way where Elazer busts on through. But because he lost those 2 Queens off creep, barely off creep, where they could not transfuse, and all those Roaches, suddenly it's one Queen holding the wall. That's not that much, and the other Queen doesn't have enough transfuse, so it's dead. The wall's open. The hordes of Zerg come in, and Elazer, he's up 2-0.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice move right there from Elazer. Very unfortunate for RagnaroK that he was out on the map after he saw that. I feel like once you see those Banelings morph in,
just go home.
You probably just go home, yeah. Especially with already +1 missiles started up, you can take a third hatch behind it. So it's not like even if your opponent takes a forward third hatch, like I feel like, a forward 4th hatch, takes it as their 3rd and then a 4th behind. Like, you're not impossibly behind. At the very least, like, stay close to the wall. Instead, he ends up continuing forward, gets surrounded. The Lings are nowhere to be found. I was talking about the Lings, zoning out, or the Roaches zoning out the Banes. The Lings didn't even show up to the fight. They just stayed behind the wall themselves. And meanwhile, the Roaches just got absolutely bullied to death. And now we're looking at the potential of 2 3-0s for the Polish Zerg. Let's get into it and see what happens on Stargazers.
In the upper left, in the red, is tournament life on the line. A bid for the round of 8 on the line. He is, for Alpha X, RagnaroK.
And his opponent spawning up at the top right for Team Liquid. Give it up for the blue Zerg player, Elazer. Looking to make the dreams of the Polish fans come true with a victory, get himself into the round of 8. We've talked about big tournament runs, and, you know, we said for Clem, it was a huge deal that he makes the round of 8. That's a really, really nice kind of monkey off his back. It's a big deal that we see, you know, a creator able to show up in an offline tournament. It's just nice stuff, but Elazer making a round of 8, that would be amazing, especially, you know, taking down Solar, taking down RagnaroK. I think we mentioned during the break that this was kind of the ideal bracket, I feel like, for all three of RagnaroK, Solar, and Elazer, but it looks like I may have been wrong on that one. It looks like this is ideal for Elazer, full stop.
It's funny. When we talk about the best Zerg players in Europe, we talk about Cyril, we talk about Raynor, and, you know, we talk about best Zergs in the world. We include Dark and Rogue in there as well, and maybe Solar, although he's been slumping as of late. Elazer used to be in that conversation. Elazer used to be very much, he had the incredible runs in GSL versus the World, in BlizzCon. It was looking like maybe, well, I mean, Cyril took over, but it was looking like Elazer was challenging for that throne back in 2018, 2019, and then he fell off. But the Liquid buff Steadfast, it seems to be really strong, really working out for him.
Yeah, he has been at that Alienware training facility, which I believe is where... Can I talk about that?
Yes, that has been announced.
Yes, yeah, so that's where the TSL 9 is going to be taking place. They've got a great... It's like a dormitory, basically. It's a really, really fantastic facility. I'm going to be getting the opportunity to cast there live at my first live tournament ever. I'm looking forward to that a lot. Obviously, you and I will be covering that together on the Team Liquid channel.
Yeah.
You know?
And
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Go off, okay.
The what? What?
You know, yeah, for your first offline event, yeah, you know, flex on us.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is, yeah, and actually we do know the Liquid players were boot camping pretty heavily, I think, for the week leading up to Valencia. In fact, they all kind of came down as one, at least Elazer and Clem and Elazer, if we did see that. But where do we go this game? We've seen lots of aggression, some from RagnaroK, some from Elazer, and it just kind of worked out better for Elazer in this setup. But this is the map, it seems to be, that has the, or at least the way we're setting up right now, has the greatest chance for us to actually be even into the mid game, which feels weird. I mean, I don't think we've had one ZVZ today that has been even into the mid game.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel that way. Now, to be fair, you know, RagnaroK went for 12 pools in both of his games, but I would say that at least in game 1, he got himself a little bit ahead. And in game 2, at the very least, he evened things out. Probably put himself a little bit ahead. Elazer did do a really good job of holding that and was able to get himself at least obviously give himself a fighting chance, because, you know, he won the game. But this is the first time where RagnaroK is not, you know, altered the game state by going for a crazy all-in. And I feel like going for a crazy all-in is the kind of thing that kind of works into Elazer's wheelhouse. But we got to talk about what's going on. We've got a +1 Carapace versus a big Roach Ling Bane all-in. Elazer going for that classic move, hiding the Roach Warren in the main base. This is what Scarlet used to beat Raynor in the World's Team League in the map that he did lose. This is going to be scary.
Yeah, I mean, and also we got to point out, of course, this timing from Elazer, it is happening before Carapace is done. And of course, Carapace great against these Roachling Bane ideas if you get there, because, well, it takes an extra shot to kill Lings. Little bit caught, but actually he had a really nice trade. Roaches find their way as well. Ling's looking to surround, but here come the Banes of Elazer. RagnaroK, I think he's almost guaranteed to lose that third base. Actually, Queen's going to be okay with that. What? Oh, I want to see a manual detonation. Not really going to happen. Queens continue to fall. Roaches die as they pop, and it is 50 supply to 31, but more and more of the army of RagnaroK is now popping out of those eggs. Carapace is about 15, 20 seconds from completion, but Steadfast, I don't know how much it will matter anymore. No Queens on the map for RagnaroK at this point, as Elazer, he finds his way into the natural now. Yeah, Carapace in 10 seconds, but does that beat a double supply advantage for Elazer? I think not. So, folks, RagnaroK has had an incredible run in this tournament. He showed some dynamic ZVZ in the group stage, but it is 12 workers go down. The Lings, the Roaches, the Ravagers, they continue to spill on in, and Elazer 3-0 6-0s the Zergs from Korea. He moves on to the